Hello there, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand what is vapor absorption refrigeration cycle and its working. Then we have to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. In short, you can say VAR cycle, and then application of VAR cycle. So let's start. So now here the second types of refrigeration cycle is what? Vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. So already in previous video I have discussed about the vapor compression refrigeration cycle. So just if you have not studied about that, so here you can see in the topmost part you will get the link of that video. Just click on that and refer the previous video to learn vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Okay, so see what is vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. So the vapor absorption cycle is a type of refrigeration system that uses heat energy instead of mechanical energy to complete the refrigeration cycle. Okay, it is similar to the vapor compression refrigeration system but differ in the way it uses energy. Okay, so the working of the vapor absorption cycle is almost the same as the vapor compression cycle. However, in the vapor absorption cycle, the absorption cycle increases the refrigerant vapor pressure. In VAR cycle, you can see the compressor is replaced by an absorber, pump and generator. In this image you can see in vapor compression refrigeration cycle, in place of this three component what we are using the compressor. But in vapor absorption refrigeration cycle, this compressor is replaced by an absorber, pump and generator. Okay. So in addition to the refrigeration, the absorption refrigeration cycle uses a secondary fuel called as a absorbent. Now maybe you are thinking that what is the main difference between vapor compression and vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. So remember, in vapor absorber cycle, in place of compressor we are using absorber, generator and pump, and in vapor absorption cycle we use refrigerant plus absorber. Okay, so now see how the vapor absorption refrigeration cycle work. So first of all you have to remember that vapor refrigeration cycle works on three principle. Okay, on three basic principle. First is what? When liquid is heated it boil, and when gas is cooled it condenses. Second, lowering the pressure above liquid reduces its boiling point. And the third principle is what? Heat flow from warm to cooler surface. Okay, so remember here that in vapor absorption cycle, lithium bromide used as absorbent and water used as a refrigerant. Okay, and in this cycle water used as a absorbent. Suppose if you are using ammonia water, so in that water used as an absorbent and ammonia used as a refrigerant. But remember, lithium bromide and water affinity is best, so generally we are using lithium bromide only. Okay, so I have told you that in if you are using lithium bromide, so lithium bromide is used as a absorbent and water used as a refrigerant. Okay, now see how this vapor absorption refrigeration cycle works. First of all, here what happened, this refrigerant enters the evaporator. Okay, in form of a cool low pressure mixture of liquid and vapor. So heat is transferred from the relatively warm water to the refrigerant, causing the liquid refrigerant to boil. So the absorber acts like the suction side of the compressor. It draws in the refrigerant vapor to mix with the absorbent. Okay, and here you can see we have installed the pump. So the pump acts like the compression process itself. So the main function of this pump is what? It pushes the mixture of refrigerant and absorbent up to the high pressure side of the system. Okay, then you can see the next is generator. So the generator act like the discharge of the compressor. It delivers the refrigerant vapor to the rest of the what? To the rest of the system. Okay, so this vapor refrigerant leaving the generator enters the condenser. Okay, where the heat is transferred to water at a lower temperature, causing the refrigerant vapor to condensate into a liquid. So the expansion device creates a pressure drop that reduces of the refrigerant to that of the evaporator. Okay, so the resulting mixture of liquid and vapor refrigerant travel to the evaporator to repeat the cycle. So this is the complete working of vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. Now, what are the advantages? So there are many advantages of this cycle. In that, see, it is given. It does not need a compressor or any other reciprocating component, because in place of compressor here we are using what? Pump, generator. Okay. The vapor absorption refrigeration system has a long service life and it is easy to operate. It has very low noise. Then some disadvantages also given here. It has low coefficient of performance and it needs high time to generate the refrigerating effect. And this system has a bulky size. Okay, because you know that here we are using little bit more component. Okay, generator, pump, so that is why this system has a bulky size, and the pump of the vapor absorption system has a very high cost. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. So now here the application of vapor absorption refrigeration cycle is given. Okay, so see where we have to use. So in this first point it is written, for facility where the cost of electricity versus fuel, oil or gas tip the scale in favor of fuel or gas. Okay, so where we have to install this cycle? Simple, where the cost of electricity is high as compared to fuel. Okay, so there you can use this. Second, for facility where the electrical supply is not robust, expensive, unreliable or unavailable, it is easier to achieve heat input with a flame than with electricity. Then you can use this vapor absorption refrigeration cycle for facility wanting to use a natural refrigerant and aspiring for LEED certification. Then for facility that have a simultaneously need for heat and power, absorption chiller can utilize the thermal energy to produce chilled water. So generally where we have to use, suppose if you have a wastewater and you want to utilize that wastewater, so in that place you can use this cycle, or otherwise where the electricity cost of electricity is high as compared to fuel or gas, so on that time you can use this cycle. Okay, now you can use this cycle for facility that have high electrical demand charges. Okay, that already I have explained. So this is all about vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. I hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.